Solidarity does not mean the same. We don't have to be like each other or the same as each other to have shared values and shared goals.
It just makes me so angry to see people that I love being cheated out of opportunities. Gender equality is one of the most pressing issues of our generation. It's time to use this movement as a positive vision to move forward.
Nobody gets to be their best selves, and nobody gets to live in the best world that they can live in if people are being trodden upon.
HeForShe is trying to break down those barriers and those walls that separate us. The goal is to start conversations and to be inclusive. It really is about all of us.
We need to be showing that this is about progress and enlarging our own lives and experiences and sense of what it is to be human. And that's a conversation that needs to be had. It's not a war that needs to be waged.
And then it begins with that curiosity about difference. Is my lived experience similar to yours or different than yours? And then through that, we find common ground to begin a conversation to hopefully build solidarity.
HeForShe offers a great opportunity to sort of go, okay, how am I thinking? Is this okay? Like, do I really believe in this? Or have I just sort of accepted the norms of culture? Like, it just helps me to go, you know what, I don't want to do that project. I don't want to do that film because I don't want to be another love interest because that sucks, you know? I want to have my own story.
Right now today, there is a movement in your generation to tell different stories, to think of yourselves different. You make society. You're making culture. You're sharing the parameters of who we are as humans.
It's expanding these sort of notions around what we've been taught about gender, because then we begin to see that we are all bound by these limits that serve to benefit none of us. And I'll never forget those moments in which that I was told to quote unquote man up, that it wasn't right for me to play with dolls. How did that sap my creativity possibly? Or what could I have done differently had I not listened to those narratives and those stories?
I think the idea of erasing gender binary is in its very infancy. But we have a moment now where we can actually rethink things so it doesn't have to be traumatic for people who don't fit into gender binaries or who change their gender over a course of a lifetime.
As a person who doesn't necessarily feel that they conform to either the masculine or the feminine side of the gender spectrum, I feel that HeForShe doesn't exclude me.
HeForShe raises the bar and it's like, these are the conversations we need to have, and it's okay to have these conversations, and it will be awkward and it will be painful and it will be uncomfortable, but that's how we move forward.
I see the future for gender equality in my son's eyes. I have a 4-year-old. We talk about gender all the time. He asks if he's a boy or a girl, and I ask how he feels inside. He could be whatever he wants, and he knows that. I want my son to grow up in a world where he sees women, trans people as equals, and that they see him as equal.
It's not saying anymore we as women are going to be doing this on our own, but that you guys know that you benefit from doing it with us. I'm extending a hand, and you're going to be coming into the room with me because I want you there.
We have to be okay with making mistakes. We have to say, you know what? I made a mistake and I'm accountable for it. I'm accountable for the times in which that maybe I say something that's sexist. I should continue to be challenging myself to be in those moments of vulnerability, because that's where empathy starts.
There's a real value in pointing out this is what we don't like and trying to change it. But at the same time, what we need to do is imagine the world that we do want to bring into being. It's really, really important to catch a glimpse of the future, even if we're not there yet.
We've reached a point where now everything has to come together. We have to see each other as a whole and as an equal. It takes two hands to clap or to do namaste. So,
My call for action is to have young women, young men, young trans people understand that they can achieve power in this country. I think this is something that the HeForShe campaign will absolutely contribute to. It will ensure that ideas and notions around gender will never stop us.
I hope we're going to get to the point where we're not even having this conversation anymore. How does it happen? It happens right now. It happens right here. It happens by doing what you're doing.